There's a moment in the Bible that breaks my heart every time I read it. It's not the crucifixion. It's not Job's suffering. It's a single line shouted in desperation that echoes through thousands of years. Bless me, even me also, O my Father. This is the voice of Esau, firstborn of Isaac, grandson of Abraham, the man who should have inherited everything and lost it all twice in a single afternoon. We've been told Esau was the villain of this story, the impulsive one, the godless one, the one who despised his birthright. But what if we've been reading it wrong? What if Esau isn't the cautionary tale? He's the tragedy. Let's start with who Esau actually was. He was Isaac's favorite. The text tells us plainly, Isaac loved Esau because he did eat of his venison. That's it. No spiritual reason, no divine selection. Dad just really loved wild game. So Esau became a hunter, a man of the field, red-haired, hairy, built for the outdoors. While his brother Jacob stayed in tents, cooking and scheming, Esau was out providing for his family the only way he knew how, through exhaustion, through skill, through actual labor. He was the firstborn. That meant something concrete in that world. The double portion, the head of the family, the carrier of the covenant promise. Esau wasn't just next in line, he was the line. And here's what we miss. Esau wanted this. He wanted his father's approval. He wanted the blessing. When he comes back from the field that day, he's not some reckless teenager throwing away his future. He's a man coming home hungry, exhausted, probably dehydrated, carrying meat for his father, who he knows loves him for exactly this. He doesn't know he's walking into a trap. Picture this. Esau's been hunting for hours. The sun's beating down. He's miles from home. And when he finally drags himself back to camp, there's his brother, his twin, his other half, stirring a pot of red stew. And Jacob doesn't say, "Brother, you look half dead. Here, eat." He says, "Sell me your birthright first. Let that sink in." Esau is vulnerable, weak, desperate. And his brother sees it not as a moment for mercy, but as an opportunity for profit. Esau says, "I'm about to die. What good is a birthright to a dead man?" We've read this as foolishness, as Esau not valuing what matters. But listen to what he's actually saying. "I am literally starving. I need food now, not promises for later. Now." This isn't a man despising his inheritance. This is a man in survival mode being exploited by someone who should have loved him. Jacob makes him swear to it. There's no mercy in this transaction, only calculation, and Esau eats and drinks and rises and goes his way. And the text adds this devastating line, "Thus Esau despised his birthright." But did he? Or did the system, did his own brother, make it impossible for him to keep it? Years pass. Esau keeps hunting, keeps providing, keeps being the son his father loves. And then Isaac gets old. His eyes are failing. He knows he needs to pass on the blessing, the real one, the spiritual one, the one that actually matters. So Isaac calls Esau, his favorite, his firstborn, the one who's earned this through years of labor. "Go hunt me venison," Isaac says. "Make me savory meat such as I love, and I will bless you before I die." Esau goes immediately. He's probably relieved. Finally, this will be settled. The birthright Jacob stole through extortion will be restored through the father's actual blessing. But while Esau is out hunting, again, providing, serving, his mother Rebekah is plotting. She overheard. She favors Jacob. And she comes up with a plan so elaborate, so cruel, that you have to stop and ask, how did Esau not see this coming? How did he trust these people? Jacob disguises himself in Esau's clothes, puts goatskin on his hands and neck to mimic his hairy brother, lies to his own father, "I am Esau, thy firstborn," while Isaac questions him, confused by the voice but convinced by the costume. And Isaac blesses him, the blessing of the firstborn, the dew of heaven, the fatness of the earth, dominion over nations. Jacob leaves. Esau arrives. Picture it. Esau walks in with the meal he's prepared. He's probably sweating, tired, but hopeful. This is it, he thinks. This is my moment. My father, he says, let my father arise and eat of his son's venison, that thy soul may bless me. And Isaac trembles. Who art thou? I am thy son, thy firstborn Esau. The silence that follows, Isaac explaining haltingly that he already blessed someone, that the blessing stands, that he has nothing left to give. And then that cry. Bless me, even me also, O my father. He's not angry yet. He's begging. He's pleading. Surely there's something left. Surely you can undo this. Surely you can fix what they did to me. And Isaac tries. He gives Esau a secondary blessing, material prosperity, but no covenant, no promise, no future that matters. The fatness of the earth, yes, but living by the sword, serving his brother. Esau lifts up his voice and weeps, not the quiet tears of disappointment. The text says, a great and exceeding bitter cry. This is a grown man, a hunter, a provider, breaking down completely because his own family has stolen his future. And then, only then, does Esau speak of killing Jacob. We've judged him for this. But put yourself in that tent. You've been exploited when vulnerable. You've been deceived by your twin and your mother while serving your father. You've lost everything that defined who you were supposed to be. What would you feel? Esau doesn't kill Jacob. Rebekah hears, warns Jacob, and he flees. 20 years pass. 20 years. What happened to Esau in that time? The text doesn't say, but we can imagine. He marries, has children, builds a life in Seir, south of the Dead Sea, becomes wealthy in his own right. When Jacob finally returns, Esau has 400 men with him, a sign of power and prosperity. But he never gets the blessing back. He never gets an apology. He never gets to be the firstborn again. And here's what haunts me. When Jacob finally decides to come home, he doesn't send messengers to Esau as a brother. He sends them as a subject. Thus saith thy servant Jacob. He's terrified. He thinks Esau is coming to destroy him. But why? Esau had 20 years to pursue vengeance. He had wealth, men, power. If he wanted Jacob dead, Jacob would be dead. Instead, when they finally meet, when Jacob is limping from wrestling with God, when he's sent his family ahead and stands alone at the edge of his own camp, Esau runs. He doesn't march. He doesn't attack. He runs. He embraces Jacob, falls on his neck, kisses him, and they weep together. This is the same Esau who planned murder in his grief, who lost everything to this man's schemes, who has every right to hate him forever, and he chooses mercy. Jacob tries to give him gifts, hundreds of animals, wealth, tribute. Esau refuses at first. I have enough, he says. Keep what you have. Eventually he accepts, but not because he needs it, because Jacob needs to give it, because Jacob is still trying to buy what he once stole, and Esau allows him this dignity. They should reconcile here. This should be the happy ending. Two brothers reunited, the past forgiven, moving forward together. But it isn't. Jacob asks Esau to travel slowly with him to Seir, where Esau lives. Esau agrees. He's willing. He wants this. But Jacob lies to him. He tells Esau to go ahead, that he'll follow, that the children and flocks need rest, but he'll catch up. He never does. Jacob goes to Succoth, then to Shechem. He builds a house, buys land, settles down, miles from his brother, despite the reconciliation, despite the tears, despite Esau's genuine forgiveness. And the text tells us they meet one more time at their father's funeral. They bury Isaac together in the cave of Machpelah, where Abraham and Sarah lie. And then they separate again. Esau takes his family, his wealth, his people, and moves away completely. The land can't support both of them, he decides, or perhaps he finally understands. Jacob will never trust him. Jacob will never truly be his brother again. They die in the same region, buried in the same general area, but they never meet again in life. This is the tragedy. Esau forgave completely. Esau reached out. Esau offered grace that Jacob didn't deserve and couldn't earn, and it wasn't enough. Because forgiveness requires two people, and Jacob, despite being the chosen one, despite wrestling with angels, despite building a great nation, could not receive what Esau offered. He was too broken, too suspicious, too trapped in his own patterns of deception to believe that mercy could be real. So what do we do with Esau? Hebrews calls him unholy for that moment of hunger, that trait of birthright for stew. Paul uses him as an example of God's election. Jacob I loved, but Esau I hated. But the Genesis narrative itself never condemns him. It records his cry, his weeping, his embrace, his I have enough. Esau is the brother who was wronged, who chose grace when he could have chosen vengeance, who offered reconciliation to the man who stole his future, and who was rejected anyway. Maybe the tragedy isn't that Esau failed. Maybe it's that he succeeded. He became better than the system that wounded him, and it still wasn't enough to fix what was broken. There's a lesson here about forgiveness, about family, about the limits of our own goodness in the face of others' fear. But mostly, I think, there's just Esau, the hunter, the firstborn, the one who cried out for a blessing and received instead the harder gift of learning to bless those who cursed him, even when they wouldn't let him in.